it's Chi-Town, it's Bears on the flight. Let me go tune in to Keek on the mic. He gon' make sure we get our news and highlights. When you get on YouTube, you better hit the likes.
Bears fans, what I'm going to say on today's episode of Keek on the Mic, you cannot make this up. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you also do me a huge favor by also hitting the like button on today's episode of Keek on the Mic. Bears fans, before I go any further with this shocking development going around Chicago and surrounding Caleb Williams right now, I want to let you know that today's episode of Keek on the Mic is brought to you by BetUS. As you guys all know, I am partnering with BetUS all season long, and all my bets are made through BetUS. You guys can head over to betus.com right now and use promo code YouTube150 for a 150% deposit bonus up to $2,000. Right now, the Chicago Bears are a 1-point underdog against the Indianapolis Colts this weekend. I will take that bet any day of the week, and I believe you guys should go to betus.com right now, use promo code YouTube150, and make that easy bet for the Chicago Bears to beat the Colts this Sunday. So, Bears fans, if you are not currently sitting down, you may want to find a seat for today's episode of Keek on the Mic, because I was absolutely shocked when I read this on social media. And once again, I try my best to stay away from social media, but sometimes some of the stuff you see on social media just kind of drags you in. You're like, what the hell did this guy just say? So as we all know, in terms of quarterback Caleb Williams, it has not been perfect whatsoever, and that's what we kind of expected with him being a rookie quarterback. But I do think most Bears fans can agree that despite his unappealing stat line against the Houston Texans with 174 yards and 2 interceptions, I believe that Caleb Williams actually took a step forward as a quarterback. I feel like he showed great command at the line of scrimmage, but unfortunately, there's nothing Caleb Williams can really do for the spotty offensive line that Chicago currently has in front of them. I also do know that there's a lot of Bears fans out there that are kind of looking at Shane Waldron right now, the offensive coordinator for the Bears, and basically wondering if he has any solutions to try to get Caleb Williams more comfortable, to possibly get the running game going. Because as we all know, the Bears' rushing attack has been absolutely putrid. But once again, you have to look at the offensive line and their inability to block and protect Caleb Williams, and their inability to also help get this rushing attack going as well. So right now, Bears fans are wondering what the Bears can actually do to get this offense going, to get Caleb Williams more comfortable. But Bears fans, what I'm about to tell you on today's episode of Keek on the Mic absolutely shocked me, and I just want to see your guys' reaction when I say this. CBS Sports Analyst Mike Reiner believes that there's an easy fix to the Chicago Bears offense solution and getting this Bears offense going. He believes, can't believe I'm about to even talk about this, he believes that the Chicago Bears should bench quarterback Caleb Williams, and he actually explained his reasoning on the 33rd team. He said the Bears need to consider benching Caleb Williams. He said it's like what Bryce Young dealt with the Carolina Panthers, and he says that they must protect their number 1 overall pick from that Carolina Panther-like experience, and he's basically just insinuating that he doesn't want to see Caleb Williams lose his confidence. Bears fans, I am truly at a loss of words. First and foremost, what's your initial reaction to what this CB analyst is trying to get the Chicago Bears to do, or recommending that the Chicago Bears do, which is bench quarterback Caleb Williams? And once again, I don't think he's talking about the ability. I think he understands that Caleb Williams has the ability to get the Chicago Bears offense going. This is more just about protecting Caleb Williams' confidence, because once again, when you're getting hit repeatedly, right, like 7 sacks, 36 quarterback pressures, you're running for your life, that can really ruin a quarterback's confidence, or at least some quarterback's confidence, when you're consistently getting hit. And I think he's referring to, once again, what David Carr had to go through in Houston years ago, where he got sacked 249 times, or how the Bryce Young in Carolina, after 18 games, got sacked 68 times. So he's insinuating that if there's going to be no improvement to the Chicago Bears offensive line, that the Bears may need to consider benching Caleb Williams to protect his confidence. Once again, I'm at a loss of words, but first and foremost, my initial reaction to this And his recommendation that the Bears should consider benching Caleb Williams is this. I don't think Caleb Williams lacks confidence first and foremost. I think Caleb Williams understands the situation of how bad the offensive line is. Of course, Williams is not going to come out and bash his offensive line. That's not what a leader or captain is supposed to do. But I think Caleb Williams does not lack confidence after 2 games. And that's also another point. It's only been 2 games into the NFL season. And when you look at the first 2 games, whether you believe it or not, the Tennessee Titans have a very good defense. And also the Houston Texans have also a very good defense, probably one of the best in the National Football League. My point to that, Bears fans, is that Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears offense will not see defenses like the Titans or the Houston Texans all season long. There are going to be defenses that are good units, but they're not really up to par with what Houston has to offer, or what Tennessee has to offer as well. For example, this is no disrespect to the Colts, Rams, or even the Panthers. Those defenses are not as good as Houston or Tennessee's. So once again, when you're looking at the next 3 matchups for Caleb Williams and the Bears offense, this will be a good time to get the offense going, just due to the fact that the Chicago Bears should be able to somewhat run the football, which would hopefully lead into more play action, hopefully more big plays down the field. So I expect Caleb Williams to get more into the rhythm, and I expect the Chicago Bears offense to get more into a rhythm over the next 3 weeks. But I don't think benching Caleb Williams personally is the solution. I think we all understand that. I think if you bench a young quarterback after 2 games, which is a crazy thing to say, especially when you're looking at the number 1 overall pick in Caleb Williams, that would just send the wrong message inside the locker room. And once again, I don't think Matt Eberflus, he's not going to bench Caleb Williams. There is no way in hell that this is actually going to come true. Obviously, everyone has a right to their opinion, but to me, this just had me mind blown because it's been 2 games. And he's a rookie quarterback, and the offensive line has been absolutely putrid, and they haven't given Caleb Williams any chance to actually show why the Chicago Bears drafted him with the number 1 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft. I do get the point on the level of confidence. If you get hit too much, if you're continuing to make those mistakes and throwing interception after interception just due to that consistent pressure in your face, I can understand where he's coming from. But this situation in Chicago is totally different to me, just due to the fact that the Chicago Bears still have a whole lot of weapons on the outside to work with. We're talking about when Keenan Allen comes back healthy, he's an asset to Caleb Williams. You already have DJ Moore. You got to start getting Cole Kmet and Gerald Everett more involved. You have DeAndre Swift in the backfield. Got to get him going as well. Khalil Herbert, get Roschon Johnson more touches. Caleb Williams, to me, is still in a very unique situation. And just because after 2 games, the stat line is not where the CB Analyst was expecting the stats to be for Caleb Williams, he thinks the best case scenario is to bench Williams and bring Tyson Bagent in. Let me break this down even further. I like Tyson Bagent. I think he is a good young kid. I think he definitely got better over the offseason. But what will Tyson Bagent do better than what Caleb Williams is doing right now? And the only reason why I'm saying that is this. The offensive line is still going to be the same. Tyson Bagent is still going to be seeing the exact same pressures right up the middle. Tyson Bagent is still going to be running for his life, just like Caleb Williams. If you're going to sit here and tell me that Tyson Bagent is going to get rid of the ball faster than Caleb Williams, I'm not sure even that is true, because Caleb Williams last week had the 6th fastest release time of any quarterback in the National Football League. I believe he was getting rid of the football in 2.59 seconds. So to me, if that is your argument, I'm not sure if I agree with that. You could sit here and say, well, you know, Tyson Bagent is in year 2. He may be more comfortable with the offense. That's not even true, because Caleb Williams and Tyson Bagent are both learning this Shane Waldron offense at the same time. So I think sitting Caleb Williams and trying to preserve his confidence and letting Tyson Bagent take over as a starter would do this Bears offense no good whatsoever. And it's not due to the fact that I don't like Tyson Bagent. I really love him as a backup quarterback, but I don't think Tyson Bagent is the spark that this offense needs to really get this offense going. I still truly believe that the problem is the offensive line, and you can even look at maybe Shane Waldron's play calling as well. So to me, I think this has nothing to do with the ability of anything. I do get the point where Reiner is coming from about the confidence aspect, but I personally believe that no confidence. I personally believe that Caleb Williams' confidence is still at an all-time high. I think he is just trying to figure out what he can do better to improve and help this offense get on track and get running, right? So personally, I appreciate his opinion, but this absolutely had me mind blown. And you can't make this stuff up. To me, this is why quarterbacks fail, because we put so much pressure on these young guys to succeed right away. And rightfully so. I get it. He's the number 1 overall pick. He has all these weapons on the outside, but none of these weapons matter if you don't have people up front that can give you time to get the ball to those weapons. So to me, this comment of benching Caleb Williams had me absolutely mind blown. Once again, give me your guys' initial reaction to what Mike Reiner had to say on this situation. I don't think this is the solution at all. I think all Bears fans and most logical fans in general can agree that the offensive line just needs to play better. If they can give Caleb Williams just a second or two or more time, I think this offense can get in a rhythm. If they can actually block up front to get the run game going, I think that would also help Caleb Williams as well. But benching Caleb Williams and putting Tyson Bagent in there would just send the wrong message to the locker room. And I think if you bench Caleb Williams after 2 games, I think that's when he would lose his confidence. I don't think that would help preserve his confidence. I think that would help him lose his confidence here in Chicago. So I think Caleb Williams is okay. I think he will get on track here pretty soon, hopefully in the next 3 weeks against, defenses that I think the Bears can definitely take advantage of. And once again, I do want to bring up the fact that, he brought up David Carr, right? Getting sacked 249 times. You brought up Bryce Young's situation, getting benched in 18 games. He got sacked 68 times. Once again, this is a different situation here in Chicago. And I want to bring up another situation. Look at Josh Allen's first year in NFL. I don't even want to bring up any stats. If you are a football fan, we all remember what happened in Buffalo. Josh Allen did not look good in year 1, even though he had a lot of expectations. And of course, you could say Caleb Williams had higher expectations, especially with the offense he was coming into. But all in all, Josh Allen also had very high expectations coming out of college. And he did not look good in Buffalo in year 1. But what happened in his second year? He took off. So to me, I think this is all about patience. And I understand it's tough to have patience, especially with the situation that Caleb Williams was put in his rookie year in Chicago. But I still think we need to have patience with this offense. I think we need to have patience with Caleb Williams. I think things will eventually come together. But at the end of the day, it will always stem with the play of our offensive line. If our offensive line improves, you will see this Bears offense improve. You will see Caleb Williams continue to improve. But once again, when you look from game 1 to game 2, I feel like Caleb Williams did look a lot more comfortable, even though the stat line doesn't say that. 174 yards for 2 interceptions. But I feel like his command at the line of scrimmage, changing a play at the line of scrimmage, looked really good. I think that first drive against the Houston Texans looked really good. He went, 5 for 6 for 50-something yards. He looked like he had command, knew what he wanted to do with the football. I loved what I saw from Caleb Williams. So what I expect this week is for Caleb Williams to improve a little bit more. Then the next game, Caleb Williams to improve a little bit more. It's going to be a long season, right? It's going to be a long season. This is what we expected, even though, maybe the media and maybe even myself came on here and was like kind of, maybe putting a little bit more pressure on Caleb Williams than we were supposed to, because we were excited about the possibility. We still have to show patience and we have to give Caleb Williams more grace. But benching him is not the answer. And I hope you guys can agree with me. But once again, comment down below what's your initial reaction to Mike Reiner of CBS saying that the Chicago Bears should bench quarterback Caleb Williams. Let me know down below in the comment section. But as always, Bears fans, make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. And make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. And once again, Bears fans, make sure you head over to betus.com and use promo code YouTube150 for a 150% deposit bonus up to $2,000 and bet on the Chicago Bears to beat the Indianapolis Colts this Sunday. But other than that, I'll be back for all new Bears podcasts right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys. And as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic.